You think your dad's some kind of hero. Maybe if he were home you wouldn't be so lost in class. That's what a teacher said, in front of the whole class. To a 10-year-old boy whose father is deployed overseas, the kids went quiet. The boy looked like he stopped breathing. But the next morning something happened. Something no one in that school will ever forget. A military helicopter landed in the schoolyard. And the man who stepped out, he wasn't there for a visit. By the way, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to see how far this story is reaching. Ethan Moore was the kind of kid teachers like to forget. Quiet, kept his head down, smart, but never raised his hand. His mom worked nights at the hospital and his dad was halfway across the world on his third deployment. He didn't have the newest shoes or a big group of friends, but he had this small, crumpled drawing of a helicopter that he kept folded in his notebook. He sketched during lunch, sometimes during class when he thought no one noticed, except someone did. Mr. Collins, his homeroom teacher, a man who didn't believe in excuses. To him, Ethan's silence was laziness, his drawings were distractions, his tired eyes disrespect. And on that Wednesday morning, during a discussion on American history, Mr. Collins asked Ethan a question. Ethan paused, tried to respond, but stumbled, and instead of helping him, Collins mocked him. Loud enough for every student to hear, he said, "Maybe if your dad was home doing his job as a father instead of playing soldier, you'd be able to answer basic questions." The air in the classroom froze. Kids shifted uncomfortably. A few giggled, unsure what else to do. Ethan didn't speak. He just lowered his head. No one stood up for him. Not then. At recess, he sat by himself and started a new drawing. A helicopter, landing in front of the school with kids pointing and watching. He didn't talk about what happened when he got home, but his mom found the drawing. That night, she showed it to Ethan's dad over video call. Captain Ben Moore didn't say much, just looked at his son and nodded. And the next morning he made a call. Thursday started like any other. Kids filed into the classroom. Mr. Collins started his lecture. Ethan sat in the same spot, eyes on his desk. Then came the sound. Everyone looked out the window. Trees swayed. Papers blew off desks. A military helicopter was landing in the yard. Kids screamed. Teachers ran to the windows. No one knew what was happening. The doors opened. Captain Moore stepped out in full uniform, flanked by two fellow soldiers. He walked through the halls like he'd been there before. He entered the classroom without knocking. Mr. Collins froze mid-sentence. Captain Moore scanned the room, then looked straight at Ethan. He smiled, then turned to the teacher and said, "My son deserves your respect. Every child in this room does, but especially the ones who sacrifice while their parents serve." No one spoke. Not the teacher, not the students. The principal rushed in, but the message was already delivered. The district started an investigation. Mr. Collins was placed on leave. Ethan got an official apology, but more than that, he got something back that's hard to put into words. Dignity, in front of everyone who once looked away. And that drawing? The one with the helicopter landing at school. Ethan finished it, but this time he added something new. Himself, smiling, watching his dad walk into the building. If this story made you feel something, comment the word valor, because sometimes true valor doesn't happen on the battlefield. It happens when someone speaks up for someone who can't. There is a story here on the screen that will also move you. Press to watch. You won't regret it.